Spirit Airlines. The name is synonymous with budget travel, promising ultra-low fares to millions of passengers. But today, the airline faces financial turbulence it may never recover from. This is the story of the rise and ruin of Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines began in 1983 as Charter One, a small company specializing in vacation packages. It was founded by Ned Homfeld, who saw an opportunity in the travel industry to provide affordable air travel options. Initially focused on charter flights, the company rebranded as Spirit Airlines in 1992, transitioning into a commercial airline with regular routes. The goal was simple: offer no-frills, ultra-low-cost flights to price-conscious travelers. One of the key figures behind Spirit's rise was Ben Baldanza, who became CEO in 2005. Baldanza transformed Spirit into a true ultra-low-cost carrier, modeling the airline after European budget carriers like Ryanair and EasyJet. His aggressive cost-cutting strategies, including unbundling fares and charging fees for additional services, allowed Spirit to maintain some of the lowest base fares in the industry. Baldanza's leadership wasn't without controversy. Many passengers found Spirit's fee-based model frustrating, but it was undeniably effective from a financial perspective. Under his tenure, the airline saw record profitability and rapid expansion, adding more destinations across the US, Latin America, and the Caribbean. However, Baldanza's cost-cutting approach often came at the expense of customer satisfaction. Spirit introduced some of the most notorious airline fees in the industry, charging for carry-on luggage, seat selection, and even printing a boarding pass at the airport. While these fees allowed the airline to keep its base fares extremely low, they also led to frequent passenger frustration. Spirit was regularly ranked among the worst airlines in customer satisfaction surveys. Adding to the controversy, Baldanza himself often defended the airline's no-frills model with a no-apologies approach. In one infamous interview, he stated that Spirit was not in the customer service business, but rather in the transportation business, an attitude that further alienated some travelers. Despite this, Spirit continued to grow, proving that there was a market for ultra-low-cost travel, even if it meant sacrificing comfort and service. From 2010 to 2019, Spirit saw exponential growth. It capitalized on the Great Recession's aftermath, when passengers prioritized savings over luxury. The airline became known for its bright yellow planes, cheeky marketing campaigns, and no-nonsense pricing strategy. Revenue soared, and Spirit consistently ranked among the most profitable airlines in terms of profit margins. During this period, Spirit aggressively expanded its network, adding new domestic and international routes. It focused on underserved markets and secondary airports, allowing it to keep costs low while reaching new customer bases. By 2015, Spirit was one of the fastest-growing airlines in North America, consistently increasing its fleet size and passenger numbers. A key part of this growth was Spirit's investment in a newer, more fuel-efficient fleet. The airline transitioned to an all-Airbus A320 family fleet, reducing maintenance costs and increasing fuel efficiency. This helped Spirit maintain lower operating expenses compared to its competitors, further solidifying its ultra-low-cost advantage. Wall Street took notice. Investors were impressed by Spirit's ability to generate high profit margins despite its rock-bottom ticket prices. The airline's stock price surged, and it was frequently cited as an example of a successful ULCC model. In 2014, Spirit even became the most profitable airline in the US in terms of operating margins. But even during this period of massive growth, warning signs were beginning to emerge. Spirit's aggressive cost-cutting led to frequent customer complaints, and its reputation for nickel and diming passengers only worsened. Flight delays, operational disruptions, and labor disputes started to impact the airline's reliability, foreshadowing the struggles that would come in the next decade. In 2022, Spirit Airlines entered merger talks with both Frontier Airlines and JetBlue. The proposed Frontier merger, initially supported by Spirit's board, aimed to create the largest ultra-low-cost carrier in the US. However, JetBlue made a competing bid, arguing that its offer provided greater value to shareholders. This led to a contentious battle, with Spirit's board and investors divided. After months of negotiations, Spirit shareholders ultimately approved JetBlue's $3.8 billion acquisition offer. But the deal faced intense regulatory scrutiny. The U.S. Department of Justice sued to block the merger, citing concerns that it would reduce competition and lead to higher fares for consumers. In early 2024, a federal judge ruled against the merger. effectively killing the deal. This failed merger left Spirit in a precarious position. It had already incurred significant legal and advisory costs, and the uncertainty surrounding the deal had caused operational disruptions. Without the financial cushion the merger would have provided, Spirit found itself struggling to navigate increasing debt and rising costs. By late 2024, Spirit Airlines was drowning in debt, with over $1 billion in financial obligations and mounting losses. As travel demand softened and competition intensified, Spirit struggled to maintain profitability. Its reliance on ancillary fees could no longer offset rising operational costs, fuel prices, and labor expenses. In a last-ditch effort to stay afloat, CEO Ted Christie attempted several strategies to mitigate losses. The airline reduced flight frequencies on underperforming routes, renegotiated leasing agreements for its aircraft, and sought additional financing from investors. However, these efforts proved insufficient as Spirit faced increased pressure from creditors and declining stock value. Desperate to avoid bankruptcy, Spirit also attempted to introduce new fare structures and loyalty incentives, hoping to attract more repeat customers. The airline explored partnerships with larger carriers to boost revenue, but potential deals fell through. Ultimately, with no viable path to financial recovery, Spirit Airlines filed for bankruptcy protection in November 2024. While Spirit continues to operate under bankruptcy protection, its future remains uncertain. Will it restructure and emerge stronger, or will this be the final chapter for the airline that once redefined budget travel? Only time will tell. Spirit Airlines proved that ultra-low-cost travel had a place in the market. But in the end, aggressive cost-cutting, customer dissatisfaction, and financial missteps led to its downfall. Its story serves as both a cautionary tale and a lesson in the airline industry's high-stakes game of survival. What do you think the future holds for Spirit? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep dives into the rise and ruin of icons throughout the ages, make sure to like and subscribe. See you on the next video.